Greetings, Crawford Ashley here, the spiritual boxer, and I'm talking about boxing as I always do. Well, maybe might be talking about something else at the moment, because like I say, when I'm in Jamaica, my mind's over in England, and when I'm in England, my mind's in Jamaica, and it's weird. But when we talk about Theo, is boxing on the 18th of March in Leeds. He's coming on good. He's fighting a very experienced guy who's got a big mouth. So I'm 2 weeks to go tomorrow, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to be boxing. I'm going to be treated. I'm going to be teaching him some things. It's like whoever you're training for is better than you, is bigger than you, is stronger than you. So you got to rely on your technique. And that's what I was always told. Train to fight somebody who's the best fighter in the world. No matter who your opponent is, until you get rid of him, he's the best fighter in the world. And I think that's one thing that's lost in boxing, is that respect for the opponent. You know, you got to respect your opponent because he's getting in the ring to fight. And I think there's a lot of kids out there who they don't go in to win, and I find that sad, because if they did, they might not get any more fights. And like I said before, the crowd and that all lose out. So to promote, if you're putting on shows, if you've got a ticket seller, people don't care if he loses. He's a ticket seller. It brings value for money. Whether he wins or loses, it don't make no difference. People will still go see him. And I think that's what's kind of like wrong with boxing. Promoters and more promoters are picking fighters that they think can sell, even though they can't box. They've got a good media presence. And it's kind of like sad really, because talented kids who grind and put the work in, they haven't got the so-called media personalities, but the good honest kids who work hard, but they don't get the recognition, and I find that sad. And the British Boxing Board have no control, are just pathetic basically. You know, they've killed the sport, they're killing the sport, and I think it needs, like Porky from Porky's Corner said, it needs complete overhaul. You know, I don't know which way. So I was watching the Gadget Show last night, and they had them VR masks and headphones on, and you could have the referees watching them through that, so they're completely immersed in the fight, not in the crowd or what's going on, and they can see from all angles. But then again, the video men can just show what they want. They can cut things in fights to let you see what you want. So to me, boxing is one of them, it's very subjective, so you're always going to get bad decisions, or people think are bad decisions, and we can slag it off as much as we want. But I was lucky because I was taught about boxing being personal. It's not about what other people think, it's about what you think and how you think. Like I said to Theo, some people are going to think you're great and other people are going to think you're shit. Who do you listen to and who do you believe? You know, it's how do you think and how do you feel and what do you believe. That's all that matters really. It's yours, your belief and your feelings and your emotions. because we all know what happened over the weekend, and Taylor can't be feeling good. You know, Catterall should be feeling good. I hope he is, because they beat him, and that's all that matters. You know, but then two judges didn't think so. You know, I had the same result happen to me in Germany with Graziano Rodriguini. I didn't give a shit about the result. You know, I knew I'd beat him, he knew I'd beat him, and that's all that mattered. Well, everybody in the arena knew. So, does it make any difference? In the grand scheme of things, basically, yeah. Because when he retires, he could have been touting them undisputed world champion around in his 50s, 60s, 70s, and still, you know, be current and getting and earning a living. But if you haven't got that, you know, people don't seem to be interested. It's this world title. And there's guys touting around WBO world titles when he was not an IBF and what was it? No, WBU. So when I was boxing, there was 4 main bodies: WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. They were the 4 main bodies. So if you were the WBA champion, you know, how can you call yourself a world champion? Because there's 4 world champions out there. So you're not a world champion, you're an organisation champion. So stop calling yourself world champions. You know, when you've got all the titles, then you can. That's why this one was very kind of current, because it was for the championship of the world. 2 British fighters fighting for the British, you know what I mean? For all the marbles. And the wrong man won. But that's life, and that's boxing. I think just get good fights. It's like, if you think about it, the week before the Kell Brook fight and Amir Khan, no titles on the line, you know, 2 fighters, not unbeaten, beaten up fighters, but they put on a show and they got people excited. That's what boxing does. Because before the fight, nobody knew who was going to win. It was a 50-50 fight, it was a toss-up. People wanted to know who had the most left in the tank. And we found out, and that's all we wanted to do. We just wanted to find out. And I think promoters need to start putting on good quality, evenly matched fights, and let's see the best person win. You know? You can still be a great with 1 or 2 losses on your record. For me, one of the greatest men and greatest boxers that lived was Muhammad Ali, but he'd lost. You know, it don't make any difference. Boxing drives people mad, but that's what love does. When you love something, you know what I mean, it can drive you up the wall. You can pull your hair out, and you can hate it 1 minute, but then back in love with it the next minute. Yeah, boxing is a roller coaster. Whether you're a fan or you're actually taking part in it, man, the roller coaster of emotions is fantastic. And sometimes you just got to ride them and go with them, and sometimes they just drive you up the fucking wall. But that's life anyway. I hope you I hope you enjoyed this little chat, and a little few of my thoughts flying around my head at the moment. But like I said at the beginning of it, I'm in Jamaica. My mind is in Jamaica. And I got some land that I want to do. I got a project that I want to be working on over there. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to do something with that soon. So, I might be looking for some people to come along for a ride with me to see where we go. But we'll see. I want to work things out first. Because my ideas are just massive. But where do I start? I'd like to get a gym over there because, like I said, I've got 19 acres which grows bamboo. I'd like to put a nice training camp in there. Completely off-grid, self-sufficient, grow our own food, and just have a really nice training camp. Anyway, that's one idea. And the other one, for me, anyway, I'm going to do that one. So, that's Tioli. So have a look on Facebook at Tioli. That's a little place that I've got. I think it's 4 acres. I'm going to be putting some bamboo huts in there and do Airbnb because the sunset and the views are absolutely amazing. So check out Tioli on Facebook. Tioli, I think. Anyway, I can't remember how to spell it. Tioli. Yeah, Tioli. Tioli. Have a look at it. It's a nice place. It's a place I think it's helps me reset when my mind is all over the place. I'm just nice. I'm at peace there. And I think it's a great place to go for people who want to reset and find out who they want to become, because there's a lot of people lost at the moment. And when you're lost in the same environment, it's very difficult to find a way out because you don't know what to do. So I found taking myself out of what was familiar. I went travelling, I ended up in Thailand, as people know. It becomes a different world. You've got different challenges to come up with because everything's new. Your mind starts firing on different frequencies, different wavelengths. You see different things that you've never seen before, and your mind starts comprehending. And then everything seems to, all these problems and worries that you perceive you have, disappear. And it's a place where you can give yourself peace. You know, the surroundings are completely different. And then you start getting in tune with who you are. Anyway, that's just a kind of like a view. I've got to talk to a few people first over it, because I think it'd be a very good place for Xboxers to go who are struggling. You know, like get a foundation set up and just I think you can go from Britain for 90 days, 3 months over there, you know, eating healthily, breathing fresh air and just being with nature. I think it'd help a lot of Xboxers who are struggling. But anyway, that's for me. I think it's something I'm going to do. You just need an hand with the finances, because I think it's really needed. I know it's far away, but that's what's needed, something completely away from what you know. Anyway, that's just the thought process of what's going on in my head about Jamaica. yeah, if you, like I said, the walk and the talk's still on, and if people want to talk to me, we can talk about anything and everything. You know, just somebody completely different or detached from it, who's willing to listen to your problems while you go for a walk, and see if we can work out and get to the root of what's we want to be. So, like I say, I've been to some weird and wonderful places. I've been very depressed. I've actually put, no, I can't even say that, can I? Yeah. Yeah, I know what it's like. I've been there and I've tried. Yeah, I tried. Crashed my bike on the motorway because I didn't want to be here anymore. But he wouldn't let me go, so him hit, whatever you want to call it. I had to stay. So it's like I'm here now, and I got through that. You know, it's rebuilding my life back up from the ground. Not even from the ground, from a fucking deep hole. And it's onwards and upwards. I'm in a great place at the moment. At the moment, yeah. Like people say with mental health issues, you got to live with them. I don't suffer them, I live with them. And like I say, some days I'm all over. And I think this week's been one of them kind of weeks. I've been kind of not feeling myself, not feeling right. But I don't know. Me doing these and the last few I've done have kind of like helped me a little bit. So if I'm just having a rant and just going on and it's not making any sense, I'd just like to thank you anyway if you're there watching it. Thanks, because sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. And like I say, my walk and the talk's still there. I'm at the gyms Monday, Friday and Saturday from 11:15. If you want to call in just for a chat, call in for a chat. You know, if you want to call in for a session, that'd be great. That'd help me out a lot. But just be good, man. And if you can't be yourself, just be brilliant. Anyway, till next time, out.